What's up, everyone? You are tuned in to the Late Night Channel Eves. I'm your host, the one and only EEPMON, episode 29. Yes, 29. Here we are. And today, what did I do today? Well, I have another project with the OAG, and it's a continuation of the mural that I created, the Chaos Bloom Tidal Wave. And this was an interesting one because it's going to be for the front of the Jackson Cafe. We're essentially making an open area with hopes to have a evening dining session, and we want to decorate the planters. If you go to the Ottawa Art Gallery, you'll see outside that there is a garden, and we want to activate the garden, having some continuing the Chaos Balloon floral decals onto the planter as well as on the pavement. So we want to activate this and have this installed before June 20th AGM, which is literally we have less than 2 weeks to make that happen. So it's crazy. It's not crazy, but it's just sort of like um the timeline is incredibly tight. But I'll give you a sneak peek later on in this like later on this session and this episode. But yeah, it's been very productive and busy. As I mentioned, Eatverse is launching on um, this Friday, June 14th, from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. I'm glad to see that there are more people registering to our link of our Luma URL. If you just go to my show notes and you'll see the link there. And if you're within the Ottawa Gatineau region and are curious about the world of Web3, you should check it out. Absolutely. It's also a great way to meet other like-minded creatives and just have a good time. I think it's going to be great. Killjoy and I will be continuing to just put the final touches on our presentation materials and ensure that we have a streamlined experience, and we'll do our best to follow the itinerary to a T, because as we all know, we, as much as we want to keep things on schedule, there is a good chance of it going not overboard, but over time. So that's been it's been pretty productive. But yeah, and then I don't know if you guys knew, but or know, I do design for, I like to think, one of the best Japanese restaurants in Ottawa. It's called Nagi Sushi, Nagi, and they are based in Orleans. So I've been helping them out with design and their logos and all that. So I think within this week or next week, they're gonna finally have their awesome logo at the back of the reception. So I have to oversee that install that's happening. Of course, the OAG one is happening. I've got the Eatverse thing that's happening. Oh yeah, and oh my goodness, I have a seminar. I better not forget about these things. I have a seminar with Canadian Heritage to talk about, as a testimonial, to talk about my experience at the last year's Team Canada trade mission to Japan, and that's in the morning of on the Friday, the same day as Eatverse launch. So I have to prepare presentation material for that as well. But I'm only given like 10 minutes to speak, so that could easily be done. But yeah, I mean, I think I said yes to it because I think it's to give some good insight of like what goes behind the scenes when you're over there. I can tell you, my time in Japan during the trade mission was phenomenal. It was actually much more than I expected. I was actually quite impressed because I've been to Japan many, many times. Okay, it's probably my I don't know, 50th time or something. I can't count. So I pretty much know the culture, and you know, I've many friends in Japan. It's like my second home, literally. Um, Having said that, I know the industry. I know the creative industry there, and the type of B2B meetings. B2B is an acronym for business to business meetings with Japanese counterparts, which is essentially like it's almost like speed dating. It's like, okay, here's my company profile. Let's do a matchmaking with like-minded companies in Japan that are looking for a similar sort of profile, and then see if it matches. And we are literally given 30 minutes maximum to introduce ourselves, PowerPoint material, and if something sticks, then we would follow up to the next phase, which is to our own discretion, like taking to follow up as companies. Um, so the trade mission, the Canadian trade mission, was led by Minister Ng. They provided a foundation, right? Like these trade missions are really meant to, in addition to, of course, fostering continued goodwill and relations between two countries with trade, export, import, cultural exchange. Uh, like there's of course there's the business and component. They provide these sort of like foundations so that, to break the ice. They're essentially really great icebreakers. We had now. I wasn't sure what I was going to talk about today, so I guess I'll talk about my delegation. So when I was there in November, you know, we were, of course, we went to the Canadian Embassy in Tokyo. If you have not been to if you're in Tokyo and you have not yet seen the Canadian Embassy there, it is a sight to behold. It's a beautiful place, definitely a beautiful place. You have a chance to go there, highly recommended. Um, so we had, you know, our get-togethers at the Canadian Embassy. We had some, like, our B2Bs in this, several of these like hotels in the middle of the city, and then we always have these like after like post B2B sessions to celebrate and kind of like fostering, you know, goodwill and relations. So there's diplomacy involved. There's leadership involved. There's trade involved. Culture exchange involved. There's so many dimensions. Now, at the end of the day, this is what I think. This is my personal opinion, and how I see it is that the government, you have to apply to be accepted, first of all, to represent Canada for your specific industry. In my case, was creative industry. So one thing is to they provide a really good foundation, but it's up to us as organizations, as small businesses, creators, artists. Is up to us at the end of the day is whether or not we are to follow up, whether we want to continue those relationships that we have built at the delegation. As to my counterparts, other Canadian delegates, I don't know. Like it's, you know, I keep in touch with a couple of them, but I know for a fact, and especially in Asia, folks, especially in Asia, is the icebreaker is fantastic. That already what the government provided was a tremendous booster to really, you know, facilitate. But as entrepreneurs, as creators, as business people, it's up to us to take that responsibility. You know, is to take that and then run with it. We got to run with it. We got to follow up. And in Asia specifically, and I go back to, is that they, by showing up repeatedly, you make your way back to Japan. It makes a world of difference to developing and fostering stronger relations and stronger ties and friendship before any sort of potential opportunities between companies can engage. That's part of the culture. I find that that's in Japan. I find that's also in China. I was on the Team Canada. Well, sorry, I was on the Creative Industries delegation to China back in 2018 when Minister Joly was spearheading or leading the Heritage Front of Canada. She was our Minister of Heritage, right? So, and so in the same token is that if you were to do any business or potential business opportunities in Asia, it's something that most likely will not happen at your first attempt, your second attempt, or even your third attempt. You have to show your commitment that you're not just all talk, and also that you're not all action, right? It's beyond that. It's like you can execute, you can do amazing things, but you have to be genuine. You know what I'm saying? You have to be authentic. You have to, of course, business at the end of the day, is about, it's about, making money, I guess. It's about profiting. It's about, but before any of that kind of stuff happens, it's about building rapport, really being like, a genuine individual as a business, so that they can build that trust. And it's vice versa. I'm the same way too. I met so many companies in Japan, and also in China. I mean, many people there. They're all full of some of them are full of hot air. I'll just say full of hot air, but you know what the other words I'm talking about, right? There's people just all talk. You all talk everywhere. But there are those when I continue to come back, and then I see them, and then I I could figure out who are the ones that I can really feel and can build a good relationship to foster my growth as an entrepreneur, a creative entrepreneur. So it's a really intuitive, just feeling involved, and just commitment. So yeah, and that's why I'm going back. This is I was back in Japan in February, and then I'll be back in Japan in October to follow up and prepare materials and stuff like that before I head out. And I'll probably be over Japan again. So imagine that, the late night channel Eves from Tokyo. Well, that'd be cool. It's totally gonna happen. But yeah, here in my onsen, hot bath, hang out with my cousin monkeys, just chilling. I don't know if I can do that, but still, it will happen, folks. It will happen. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait to go back to Japan. But on other news, I think I'm digressing a little bit again. But anyway, that's my little spiel about B2B business relationships. But it was great. Like, my delegation there was really fruitful, and I like to think that I was one of the top performers as a creative industries delegate. I believe it was, because my itinerary was full, and there were so many leads afterwards. As far as what I mean by one of top performing is more, I'm talking in regards to how many Japanese delegates wanted to meet with me, with EEPMON. It's just they want to know, it's sort of that fit. But that's because, folks, okay, I'm digressing again. I'll get to my mural stuff with the Ottawa Art Gallery in shortly. But it's because, okay, it's not just because I do my art and I have a great portfolio or whatever, but it's because I also did my due diligence. I researched, and I have an anticipating, okay, who are the creative industries, who are the companies, how should I prepare, what's the culture like, how do I prepare my presentation, my PowerPoint materials that caters to their taste in a way that can be more of a easier bridge to showcase your work. There's all these nuances, right? One of the biggest things in Asia, okay, is business cards. Like it or not, I know that here we don't do business cards much anymore, but I have my Japanese business card in katakana. Okay, like I still have them, and I'm and they're really cool. I mean, this each one has a different background. This is a stormtrooper one. Um, when I was at the when I was there, even like despite the fact that we already had a the the trade commissioner export, we have seminars. They talked about like what to prepare. Like this is paramount. Business cards are so paramount in Japan, and then there's delegates who like. I'm not hating. I'm not poking at them or anything, but it's like they weren't prepared. They didn't have business cards. They didn't have materials set up. I was like, whoa, yo. I think something as fundamental as getting these things sorted out is very important. Otherwise, it's sort of like, why are you like, like, are you here to have fun or are you here to do business? At the end of the day. So, anywho, another tip: business cards are so important in Japan. Now, I want to talk about my mirror. I want to give you guys a sneak peek. Okay, let's check this out. So, talking about vector and due diligence, or due diligence for that on itself. So I'm working. This is a bit. Give you a sneak peek because they're like literally, guys. Like this is launching like next week. So whatever. I'm gonna show this to you. Give you a little sneak peek what it looks like. This is a mock-up. It is not final, but you can see here. Down here, that is the cafe, Jackson Cafe down here, and then this whole area, the middle part where all the the concrete and the tiling is going to be an open space where they're going to extend for dining experiences. Oh, I can't wait! Oh my goodness! Like if they open late, I'll be hanging out there all the time. But then these are the flower planters, and these flower planters sort of like kind of show, we want to also continue the Chaos Bloom tidal wave mural that I created onto the planters and also onto the pavement. We have access to certain parts of the pavement to activate with my work. So that's kind of neat, right? So I basically had to flatten out, and this is what it looked like, almost like looking at straight. The top half here, excuse me, is the looking at the planter's frontal, and then the bottom big rectangle here is what the area of the rectangle for the ground. Pretty neat, huh? So I'm still working on this right now. After I have this session, I have to like work on this more because like the deadline is like literally tomorrow because there's not much time to do this because if we need this before the 20th, like gotta do it. So and this is now we're looking from the Jackson Cafe towards the mural, and again the planting on this side. And I suggested doing some cool like blue wave as it was like sort of like because the piece is called tidal wave, so I thought that'd be nice to add this nice blue hit, which the stairs will be painted. Those will be painted. So I just have to do sort of the planter variant. See, neat, huh? And then we have the side one. Again, we also have this liquid, like this water dripping kind of thing. And then again, the planters and mocking it up. How it look like. Yeah, pretty cool, huh? Oh, eat first. Oh, that's my eat. See, do you see that? Do you see that? Do you see that? Oh, yeah. That's coming up, folks. Equip your Eat First monkey with the Art Engine exclusive airdrop hoodie coming up this Friday. Get ready. Check this out. This is OG 2017. Eat Monkey was created, way back. And If you go to the Canada Science and Technology Museum, Eat Monkey is indeed part of a massive installation that I created, a 100-foot mural, not outdoors, it's indoors. Okay, and at the time we were exploring that even having potential Eat Monkey plushies, and that you could actually have Eat Monkey wear several uh, attire or science and technology outfit. This is the Eat Monkey Canadian Museum of the Canadian Aviation and Space Museum. So this is before PFPs, folks. I've been doing this stuff way before like all these like NFT PFPs. I've been doing that. So will we be able to see an attire like a science and technology STEAM play with Eat Monkey in the future? Maybe. Perhaps it could happen. Perhaps it could happen. Anywho, wow, my 21 minutes already. Oh my god, time flies, folks. I'm tired. Like it's just been a really crazy week, but I'm still committed to do the late night channel ears. Like I was like, no, we gotta do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Because it's I want this is like I want to see how I really am interested to see 1 year later how it turns out. Now, am I looking for numbers and stuff? Like, please like and subscribe, but not really. I just really want this to document my trajectory and just sort of like my video diary. But if people find it interesting and you find it useful, give us thumbs up. Subscribe, share it to your friends. Tell them that there's this crazy Eat Monkey artist, EEPMON, just talking to himself behind this video screen. All right, guys. 11:41. I have as much as I'm tired. I gotta get back to the work. So, have a great night. Have a great afternoon. Have a good morning wherever you are in the world. This is the Late Night Channel Eves. EEPMON signing off, and I will speak to you again soon. Bye bye.